All right, everyone, welcome to a day in the life Bali edition. So I usually wake up around 6 a.m. right as the sun comes up, and I honestly just love this little villa I'm staying at right now because I get to wake up to this view every single morning. I'm usually a complete mess when I wake up, so the first thing I do is walk over to the sink and splash some cold water in my face before I walk to the kitchen and heat up some water for the only drug in my life, coffee. I honestly drink way too much coffee, and I've been thinking about cutting back lately, but due to the fact that I'm a complete zombie until I have my first cup, I just keep on drinking it. Now, while the water's heating up, I turn on whatever audiobook I'm currently listening to. Right now, I'm listening to The 33 Strategies of War by my favorite author, Robert Greene. If you haven't read any of his books, I highly recommend every single one of them. Now, while I listen to my audiobook, I get my coffee ready. I usually prefer something strong like an espresso, but this Airbnb came with the trendy pour-over style coffee maker that almost every YouTuber has, so I figured I would join the club and include it in my video. Now, once my coffee is ready, I go outside on the porch and enjoy the view while I drink my coffee. And once my brain cells start to turn on, I start to do some stretching. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I wake up in the morning, I always feel like I just woke up from a 1,000-year nap, so in a third and final attempt to wake myself up, I do some stretching to get my blood flowing. At this point, I'm almost fully awake, so I'll go grab a second cup of coffee before going on the computer for a quick 30 minutes just to check my emails, make sure my business is running smoothly, and finish up any quick tasks. Then comes the hardest part of the day. For some reason, getting off the computer and walking over to my room to grab my gym clothes is always a huge drag. I've got this little voice in my head always telling me to stay on the computer and keep working, but I know I'll feel terrible in a few hours if I do that, and if I don't go early in the morning, I probably won't make it later. So I go get a third cup of coffee to caffeinate myself to the point where I have enough energy to grab my gym clothes and then head out the door on my scooter. I always like getting the hardest part of the day out of the way first. That way, everything else I have on my plate for the day pretty much becomes a cakewalk. Although I do have to admit, at this point, I actually enjoy going to the gym and I look forward to it. When I first started going to the gym a few years ago, the first few months were definitely pretty difficult, but by staying consistent for so long, I just don't see myself ever going back. Besides the obvious physical benefits like increased performance and longer life, and the proven mental benefits such as boosted confidence, mental clarity, and increased brain plasticity, which pretty much means that your brain stays younger and learns things faster, such as when you're a kid. One of the main reasons I go to the gym is because of the trust it helps me build with myself. My life was a pretty big mess before I started focusing on my daily habits, such as going to the gym every day, and by following through with something like this every single day, even on days that you don't want to go, it just builds a huge amount of trust in what you tell yourself you're going to do and what you tell yourself you can accomplish. Now, since I run my own business and I don't have anyone to take orders from, this is super important for me because I know that I can rely on myself. So yeah, the gym helps me physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially by improving my business. If you're wondering what my routine is, I usually start off by doing some quick stretches and then focusing on either the upper body, core, or legs. Today, I'm working out the upper body, and I always warm myself up by either jumping rope for 10 minutes or going on a quick 2 or 3 mile run. Once my heart rate's up and I'm starting to sweat a bit, I'll hop over to the weights. Today, I'm starting off with my favorite workout, pull-ups. I'm supersetting these with muscle-ups, and I'll do that about 3 times until I max out. And then I switch to the next workout, some dips. Again, I'll just do these until I max out 3 times. And then I'll hop over to the bench for a few sets before hitting the shoulder press right after, and I pretty much continue this until I've hit 6 different workouts. Super simple, super easy to remember, and easy to stick to.
The gym, and now comes to my favorite part of the day, the ice bath. It's Chad's first time. I usually go in for like 5 or 6 minutes. That's kind of like pushing it. I think after 2 minutes you get all the health benefits, but for me it's like kind of like a mental challenge, so I force myself to go in there every day and push it just a little bit further. But today's Chad's first day, so I'm about to get his first time in the ice bath. The ice bath is at about 5 degrees right now, and we have a cool little timer right here. So, all right, you ready? You just get in, don't think about it, and then take like short, deep breaths. Like don't breathe too deep, but like take slow breaths, is what I'm saying. Ready?
All right, timer.
Just go all in.
Just go all in. 3, 2, 1, go. How do you feel, buddy?
Freezing, holy.
But then you also, you're not going to be strict and say, I will need your 4 hours at your heartbeat.
Then I would consider myself I generally eat a lot of salad once a year.
Yeah, that's great.
But
And then occasionally,
I enjoy it.
yeah, oh, sushi for sure. But like, I could never do that. But yeah. It's funny when they say this.
All right, so you hit like 40 seconds. Yeah.
All right, cool. So setting the timer for 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and
Wait, ready? Very, very good. Yeah, I guess that's the reason. So imagine if you can have like a really potent juice every meal. That's it. You take all that business. I could tell.
How you feeling?
Feeling good.
You look very relaxed.
The first 40 seconds are the worst, and then after that, your whole body goes numb.
Yeah, there's just like a point you gotta push past.
What's up?
You just gotta push past that point.
It's all mental.
The ice bath is another one of those things that I enjoy, not only for the long list of health benefits, but also because of the mental discipline it takes to push yourself further every single time. In the past few years, I've really focused on getting in the habit of looking at things that are difficult as an opportunity to improve myself instead of looking at them as something unpleasant. This has really helped me get in the habit of making the right choices at the right times, because a lot of the opportunities I've had in life in general were always disguised under discomfort and pain. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I use these daily little challenges as field practice for when the big opportunities in life do actually present themselves.
All right, guys. So it's a little hard to talk right now, but we're almost at 7 minutes. It's 7. Dunk. Hit the 10-degree cold plunge to mellow me out a little bit from the 4-degree. Hit the sauna for 15 minutes, then back in the ice bath, and then the jacuzzi, and I swear you feel like you're dissolving. It's the best feeling you could ever have in your entire life.
I remember the face.
7?
And it's always a business card as well. It's Facebook and Instagram is night. So on Instagram. You can change your number.
7.5.
All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up the morning workout ritual. We're gonna hop back on the scooters right now, head back to the crib, and since we always work out fasted in order to burn the most fat that we possibly can, first meal of the day is always my morning smoothie, so I'll see you guys back at the crib. All right, guys, we've just made it back to the crib. We're completely done with the morning routine. Well, almost done because we're about to make the smoothie, but I like to make smoothies that are very high in fat, since your brain is 85% fat, your brain runs off of fat, and then closer towards the end of the day, I'll eat a more carb-heavy meal with like rice and potatoes and other nutrients that my body needs in order to build the muscle that I want to build. But for the morning, I start with a light smoothie, and then I eat my first real meal around 2 or 3 p.m. I start off with, again, coconut fat. It's high in MCT oil. It's really good for your brain. Then I put some dragon fruit in there to add some flavor. Also avocado, again, high in fat. It's a good morning meal in order to get your brain pumping. Almond milk in order to keep it vegan, kind of like flexitarian. And obviously unsweetened because I don't do any added sugars in anything. The dragon fruit has a little bit of sugar, but that's natural, so I find that a lot better. Add a little bit of oats in order to just keep me satiated until I have my first meal, until 2 or 3 p.m. And this is where the magic happens. These are raw cacao beans. This is why I love Bali, because you can just get such natural and fresh ingredients. I got this at Bali Buddha, and they're just straight up, I mean, I don't know if you can see that, straight up raw cacao beans. I've never seen that in the States, but I've actually seen cacao trees growing around here. So these are super, super fresh. It has a little bit of caffeine and a lot of antioxidants, which is really healthy for you. And then obviously I top it off with some greens. This is spirulina powder, also super good for you, and moringa powder, just to give you some little bit of extra vitamins and nutrients in a natural way so that you don't have to take supplements for everything. I also do add some vegan protein powder, which is in the drawer over here, I think. Vegan protein powder and BCAAs. BCAAs, again, just help me build up the branched chain amino acids that I need in order to prevent my muscle from deteriorating. And since I'm on a vegan diet, or mostly vegan, again, this is super important for me. And vegan protein powder, it's all about knowing what you eat, what your diet is, what you need, what you don't need. For me, you know, I need this. For you, you might not need it. So it's always good to research what you need and find out what works best for you. But with that said, I'm gonna go make my smoothie and then get to some work. So. So, just so you guys understand how committed I am to my smoothies, I brought this Ninja from the States, but since the electrical current is different over here, this thing is like super mega powered since it's at 240 volts instead of 120 in the States. And there's no international outlet over there, so put this guy over here, throw him down. So smoothie, coffee, best way to start the day. I'm gonna go grind out some work right now. I think it's about 10 or 11 o'clock right now, but in about an hour, 2 hours at 12 o'clock, I have a meetup, something I don't normally do, but I figured it would be cool to film this video today since we're going out and doing that, and then I'll take you guys along for that. People have been texting me. I guess a lot of people have been seeing my ads that I've posted on Instagram, and I've probably had about a dozen or so DMs this past week from other people telling me that they're here in Bali and they want to meet up. So I figured why not just throw a little party over at Crate Cafe, one of my favorite restaurants here in Bali, and throw everyone into one room and we can all meet each other. So yeah, me and Chad are just gonna knock out some work right now, chill at this table, and in about 1 hour, I'll see you guys at Crate. All right, guys, we just met up with everyone here. Super dope squad. You guys say what's up, guys? Hey! Yeah. Yo, super dope meeting up with everyone here. It's kind of funny. Everyone kind of already knows each other. That's kind of Bali lifestyle. It's super small. It kind of feels like you're back in high school. All right, I just got back from the quick little meetup. It was actually really cool. I'm gonna admit I was a little nervous because it's always weird when you're throwing a bunch of people in a room together that you don't know, and the only thing that you know about them is that they follow you on social media. Everyone ended up being super awesome. It was awesome getting to know everyone, and it was just super inspiring hearing the journey that everyone else is on, and that's what I love about Bali. Everyone here is taking action, they're working towards their goals, and it was awesome getting to know everyone. And it's still humbling to hear that, you know, certain people follow my journey and that inspires them, and still blows my mind to this day that, you know, people look up to that, because I still feel like I'm still getting started and I still feel like I have so much further to go. So it was awesome getting to connect with people on a real level, and that's one of the things I love about social media. And one of the ways I like to use social media proactively is actually building real relationships with people and connecting with people that are on a similar path as you are, and maybe between all the similarities you're able to both share some knowledge together of things that you've gone through or things that they've gone through that could help you, or things that you've gone through that could help them. And yeah, that was an overall great experience. I just got back to the house. I'm gonna knock out some work over at the table real quick because I do still have things to check off my checklist today. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up my daily routine. The meetup is something different that I don't do every day, but going to the gym every morning, working out, hitting the ice bath and the sauna, such good preparation for me to get my work done. So that pretty much wraps it up for my day in the life here in Bali. Again, I'm just gonna get some work done right now because I'm a workaholic, but it's not always a bad thing. It's good to stay productive, check off those goals on your checklist, and do little things every single day that get you closer to your big goal. And for me, putting in work every single day is a huge part of that, and that's why I work out in the morning. That's why I go to the gym and the sauna and get myself in the right mindset to work on the computer for who knows how many hours, working on just ideas, you know? I mean, everyone out there has ideas. The only difference between 99% of people and that 1% is that 1% actually takes action on those ideas that they have. So I hope you guys got some value out of this. Again, this is just a video for you guys to get to know me a little bit better, what a day in the life of Julian looks like. And for the following videos, I cannot wait to dive deeper into topics that I've really been thinking about lately, and I think you will see a lot of value in as well. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you guys on the next one.